So in last lecture, we discussed about the Verilog code of T flip-flop, right? So already we have discussed about the Verilog codes of D flip-flop, T flip-flop, JK flip-flop, and now in this lecture we will discuss about the Verilog code of positive as triggered 3-bit up counter. So counter, you can find two types of counter. One is up counter, which count uh, up, means from 0, 1, 2, 3, like this. And another counter can be a down counter. So we will see the Verilog code of both of these counters, then the test bench of these individual counters, then we will see the software demonstration. Okay, so now we will see Verilog code of positive edge triggered 3-bit up counter. Now so this is the block diagram of 3-bit up counter. Here there is one input named as RST. This is active low input, right? So you can find the bubble here. So this is active low. So if this RST input is 0, then the counter will reset. The counter will reset, right? So reset means the output of the counter will become 0. And if this reset input is 1, then this counter will perform the normal operation. Now what is the normal operation? For the normal operation there is another input. This is clock input. From this input we will apply the clock signal like this, right? And this is a positive edge triggered flip-flop, because you see here there is no bubble. So absence of bubble indicates that this counter will operate at the positive edge of the clock signal. So this is the positive edge. This is the positive edge here. So whenever this positive edge is detected, then this counter will work. So counter will work at the positive edge of the clock signal. Now there are 3 outputs of this counter, because this is a 3-bit counter. This is a 3-bit counter, and if it is a 3-bit counter, then there are total 3 outputs, right? 3 output pins. So the outputs are Q2, Q1 and Q0. Here this Q0 is the LSB bit. It is LSB bit. And Q2 is MSB. Initially the output of this counter is low. So output is 0, 0, 0. And this is called as, here we write this column indicate the state. So this is state 0. Now when the first positive edge of the clock is detected, then this counter will go to the next state, and next state will be 0, 0, 1. It will be 0, 0, 1. Now, if the second edge of the clock signal, positive edge of the clock is detected, then now this 001 is state number 1. Now when the second edge is detected, then the counter will go to the next state. So next state is now 0 1 0. So this is the state number 2. Now when the third positive edge of the clock is detected, then the output of this counter will go to the next state, that will be 0 1 1, and this is the state number 3. Then after this, with the next positive edge, this counter will go to state 4, and that will be 1 0 0. Then with the next positive edge of the clock, counter will go to the next state, and that will be 1 0 1. Then again with the next state, next positive edge, it will go to the next state, and that will be 1 1 0, and this is the state number 6. Then with the next positive edge of the clock, the counter will go to the next state, and that will be 1 1 1. And this is the last state of this 3-bit counter. After this state, if another clock positive edge of the clock is detected, then from this last state, counter will go to the state number 0. Now again it will go with the next clock, it will go to the state 1, then 2, then 3. So in this way it is counting up, right? 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, like this it is counting. So that's why it is a up counter, right? It is counting upside from 0 to 7. So due to this, it is a up counter. Now here one more point I want to say. Let us assume right now our counter is in state number 3, right? Right now our counter is in state number 3. Means Q2 output is 0, Q1 output is 1, Q0 output is 1. Now suppose at this moment, if we make the RST input 0, then what will happen? From here itself, the counter will reset. Immediately it will reset. It will become 0 0 0, right? So this reset input does not depend upon the clock signal. So reset is a asynchronous input. At any point of time, you can apply a 0 signal on the reset input in order to make the counter reset. And for the normal operation of the counter, reset input should be 1. Okay. So now we will see the Verilog code of this particular counter. So we start with module and we end with end module. So name of this Verilog module is up underscore 3-bit underscore counter. It has the ports named as CLK, RST and Q. Q we will declare as a vector, right? And input ports are declared by keyword input, and these are CLK and RST. Output ports are declared by the keyword output, and now here see within bracket 2:0 Q. With this, what will happen? 3 elements of Q will be created, and these will be in this sequence: Q2, Q1 and Q0. So now 3 elements has been created, which are shown here as a output. After this, we have declared the rect type. Q is again declared as a rect type. because in the inside the always block we are going to assign the values to the queue. That's why it is declared as read type. Then always at the rate, and here we are having two signals in the sensitivity list of always block. One is neg edge RST, another is pause as CLK. So neg edge RST will detect the negative edge on RST signal, and pause edge CLK will detect the positive edge signal, positive edge on the CLK signal. And whenever these edges are detected, always block will be activated, and it will, and our statement inside always block will be executed. Now inside always block, our first we are using if else statement to write the Verilog module. So first is if negate RST. So the meaning of this is if RST is equal to 0, right? So if this condition is true, then 0 0 0 this will be assigned to Q, right? See, here I have written 3 tick B, right? This 3 tick B. The meaning of 3 tick B is we are talking about bit. We are talking about bit, and in total there are 3 number of bits. And what are the values of those 3 bits? Whatever I write after B, those are the values of 3 bits. So here 0 0 0. So now this 0 0 0, this will be assigned to Q, and so in this way output will reset. Okay. Okay, now if RST is not 0, then we will go to else condition. And now in the else condition we have written the statement Q plus 0 0 0. So whatever is the value of Q, in that 0 0 0 will be added, 0 0 1 will be added, and the result will be assigned to Q. So we see with the example, let us assume our RST is 1. Let us assume RST is 1. Okay. And suppose this is the clock signal. Like this. Suppose RST is 1 and this is your clock. So when this positive edge will come on the clock signal, so what will happen? Due to pause as CLK, the event will occur on CLK. This will be detected, right? When the positive edge comes on CLK, then due to the pause as CLK, the event on CLK signal is detected, and the event is detected on CLK, so the always block will be activated. And once the always block is activated, then first condition, if RST is equal to 0, will be tested. So RST is already 1, we kept the RST 1, so this condition is false, so we go to the else, right? And let us assume initially the output of the counter is 0, right? Initially it is 0. So now when we will come to the else, Q plus 0 0 1. So in this 0 0 0 1 will be added. So in this 0 0 1 will be added. So what we get? We get 0 0 1. This value we will get, and this value is assigned to Q. So now you see here, see the counter has reached to the state number 1, right? Now after execution of this last statement, your always is suspended. Now after some time, again at this point of time, at this time, right? Again one positive edge on CLK is detected. So due to this positive edge, again the always block will be activated. Now this first condition is evaluated. RST is 0. No, RST is not 0. It is only 1. So due to this, since RST is 1, so else condition, due to else condition, this statement is executed Q plus 001. So right now we are having Q001. So in this again 001 will be added. This will be added. So now the result is 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0. So, and this value is assigned to Q. So now Q will become 0, 1, 0. And in this way, counter will reach to the state number 2. So in this way, wherever this positive edge of the clock is coming, always block is activated. And since RST is 1, that's why due to this statement, Q is added with 001. Whatever new value is we are getting, that will be assigned to Q, and that will be the next state. Now let us see at any point of time here. Now let us see if your output of the counter is 001, that is it is in state number 2. Now we made RST is equal to 0. Now RST is 1 and we have made the RST 0. This. Right? So now you see there is no change in the clock signal, but RST has become 0. So now due to the neg edge RST, if the RST signal is going is detected, if the negative edge is detected on RST signal, if the negative edge is detected on RST signal, so due to this neg edge RST, always block will be activated, and now this condition is evaluated. RST is equal to 0. Yes, because RST has been changed from 1 to 0. RST is 0. Now since RST is 0, that's why this 000 will be assigned to Q, and from here itself counter will go to the initial state. Right? In this way this counter will work. Okay. So now we will write the test bench of this counter. So this is the unit under test and this is the test bench. We are having CLK and RST as the input port of the unit under test, and the name of the ports of the test bench, same we have taken CLK and RST, and these will be declared as rig type. Now the output ports of the unit under test is Q2, Q1, Q0. The test bench port I have declared the same Q2, Q1, Q0, and these will be declared as wire in the test bench. Okay. So this is the test bench module. Name of the test bench is test bench. Then rig RST, rig CLK, wire 2:0 Q. So this is the instantiation statement. Okay. So already we have done a lot of discussion on this type of test bench. So you can understand this test bench here. This is first initial block. This initial block is used to generate the this type of signal on RST input. Then initial block number 2 is used to generate the clock signal, right? It is used to generate some clock signal like this. Then this third initial block, it is used to stop the simulation at 200 unit time. Okay. Now we will see the Verilog code of positive edge triggered 3-bit down counter. So down counter means, suppose this output is 1 1 0 1 1 1. So and this is also a positive edge triggered, right? So this is our clock signal, right? This is our clock signal. Again at the positive edge, whenever the positive edge on CLK will come, the counter will work, and but this time it will work as a down counter. So with the first positive edge, the counter will go to the next state, that will be 1 1 0. With the second positive edge, it will go to the state 1 0 1. With the third positive edge, it will go to the state 1 0 0. Then with the next positive edge, it will go to 0 1 1, and next it will go to 0 0 1 0. Zero, 1, 0, and after this it will go to 0 0 1, and then it will go to 0 0 0. So this 0 0 0, from here again it will go back to this state. So in this way it will count down, right? It is counting downward now. This is 7 6 5, like this it is counting. So you can see the code here. There is only one change in the code. See here, the Q will be Q minus 0 0 1. So whatever is the present value of the output, in that 0 0 1 is subtracted. For example, let us assume we are having this output right now 1 1 1. So with the application of the first pulse, the next state will be 0 0 1. You subtract this from here. So what you will get? 0 1 1 1 1 0, right? So this is our next state, right? So in this way, every time you have to subtract 0 0 1 and you will get the down counter. Only this is a change in the code. And if you see the test bench is exactly same. There is no change in the test bench. Okay. Right. Now I will show you the software demonstration of this particular explanation. Now you can see here, okay, already we have this is our up counter code. You can see here this code is the code for up counter, because here you see I have written Q plus 0 0 1. This is the test bench. Just now I discussed with you, right? This is the test bench. Okay, now I will simulate this up counter code by using the test bench. So you will find that when the RST is 1, then only with the application of each positive edge, the counter will go to the next state. And if the RST is 0, then it will output will reset. So now here you can see this is Q. You can also read the value. See, you can also read the value Q2, Q1, Q0. This you can read directly from here. The MSB is 0, then 1, then 0, in this way, right? This is the RST, then this is clock. So now you see here RST is 0. If RST is 0, see the value of output. It is 0 0 0 here, right? So RST is 1 in this. So see, from 40 nanosecond up to 80 nanosecond, the RST is 1. So counter will work only between this duration. So now you see RST is 1 and here the first edge is detected. Positive edge of the at the clock is detected. So counter has gone to state 001. Here the next edge is detected. So it will go to 010. Then this is the next edge 011. Then 100. Then 101. Then 110, then 111. After this 000, it will reset. Reset means after 111 it will go to the state 000, then 001, then 010, and after 80 ns nanosecond the value of RST will become 0. See here, RST is 0 here. So the counter will become, output of the counter will become 0. So now there is no change, right? There is no change in the output. Again the counter will start working with, when the RST is 1, then again it starts working. So in this way you can find this working as the 3-bit up counter. Now in this code I will make the change. In place of plus I will put minus, right? And I will save it, and now I will again simulate this code. So now it will work as 3-bit down counter, right? Okay, so now you can see here this is RST is 0, here RST is 1 at 40 nanosecond, and it will remain high up to 80 nanoseconds. So in between 40 and 80 it will work, right? So now see here, see initially output, what is the output? 000. So with the first edge, positive edge of the clock, see here, output will become 111. With the next edge it will become 110, then 101, then 100, then 011, then 010, then 001, then 000, then again from 000 it will go to 111, then 110. So, and after 110 the reset will become 0, so output will reset, it is 000. So in this way you can find that these codes are perfectly showing us the functionality of up counter and down counter.